Good afternoon and welcome to Farnborough on day 3 here, where the weather is still not so sunny, but it's muggy. We'd rather have the sun. But it's been a very optimistic last 3 days, and of course we have more days coming up which will be really full of action as well. Some major news has occurred. Remember yesterday we talked about how there was a $4 trillion industry in commercial services. That was an Airbus prediction, and that its own share in that would be rising from around 3 billion to 10 billion. Well, one big news that today is Skywise. Skywise is about providing data information and analysis of what's happening in airplanes. For example, say if there's a part of the landing gear, which is a very intricate part of the whole machine, needs to be repaired or fixed, the data analysis can predict all that. It's called predictive maintenance, and it can ensure that what is needed by the airplane maker and by the airline to keep that plane flying for its customers is always possible. So that was a huge new order there about Skywise. We also had something very interesting, remarkable on the defense side. Zephyr is the military program from Airbus, and it's working with the UK Ministry of Defence to provide these amazing kind of half satellites, half unmanned vehicles, if to be produced just about 400 meters away from here, as many as 7 a year at the moment, providing satellite imagery and providing connectivity and amazing images, not just for the MOD, the Ministry of Defence, but also for the commercial side very soon as well. So it's an amazing project, and that was visited, of course, by the Airbus president, Tom Enders, with the team yesterday, and this is something we'll be talking about a lot over the coming years. Also, right to my left, there's an EasyJet plane. It's an A321, has just been delivered to the company, and I'm really pleased to have a new guest with me. Come on, don't be shy, come and join me. This is Amaya, and you are in charge of all the marketing for the A321s, the 320s, the 220s. First of all, talk us through this EasyJet. Why is it here today?
So we're very, very happy to be showing the first A321 Neo with a new door configuration. So up to right now, we've been delivering A321s. We had a door 2. A lot of companies gave us the feedback that they really would like to have a non-constrained cabin, especially at the front section. And therefore, what we did was to erase number 2. We've added 2 overwing door exits, and we've moved door number 3 a little bit backward. And this is how we came with an aircraft that now can sit all the way up to 244 seats. So it's bringing the efficiency of the A321 Neo to the highest levels.
There have been a lot of A320 orders in the last 3 days. Why?
I think for all of us, it was an absolutely adventure from the moment we launched the Neo to see that we were well above 6,000 Neos already sold to over 100 customers. I believe that it's linked to the fact that first of all, we're delivering an aircraft which is well about 15% more efficient than the previous generation aircraft. It has a better, wider cabin to seat all types of different customers and different flag carriers to put extremely innovative seating configurations, or low-cost carriers just like EasyJet, where they need high-density configurations, but not giving up on the comfort of the passengers thanks to the wider cabin, the wider seat, the 18-inch seat. So there are plenty of things I could tell you, but it's mainly the efficiency of the aircraft and the fact that it's been already flying and demonstrating that efficiency, it's a reality, and it's there.
This is Clay McConnell, the head of the press department in the US. You're on live TV.
Yes, I do.
Share this news.
I do.
So we have some breaking news here from Airbus. Go on,
Read it?
tell me about it. You read it out to me.
So, okay, that's Viva Aerobus firms up order for 25 A321 Neo, 16 A321 Neo app conversions. Congrats. That's amazing. So I know them very well.
So your bonus will go up?
No, we don't get any bonus. No, I know them. I was lucky enough to be the head of the marketing for the region Latin America. So I know Viva for a long time. They are extremely successful low-cost carrier in Mexico. They already know the Neo. So right now what they're doing is to actually do an incremental order for 25 A321 Neos. So they're actually there's something very interesting in the market. Years ago, the low-cost carriers were selecting aircraft which were a little bit lower seat counts, for example, A320 Neo. And right now, what we see is more and more low-cost carriers selecting A321 Neos. The demand is there. The seat count is being provided by the A321 Neo. And you see it here, the unbeatable performance as well of the A321 Neo makes it unrivaled for any operator. What
would they be? So it's a Mexican operator.
It is.
And what would they be using this kind of plane for? What kind of routes?
I believe there's a huge amount of routes, networks like very, very high density, like Mexico to Cancun, maybe not that far, but where you really do need a lot of frequencies and a lot of capacity. They can go all the way up to as well Tijuana, and I'm right now unfortunately I'm not 100% sure anymore what are the prospects of expansion for the airline, but I'm pretty sure they're going to do amazing things with the aircraft.
Well, thanks very much to Clay there for that information we just got here. This latest order on the A320s. Yeah. Also, you're also in charge of marketing for the A220.
I am. I'm the head of the single aisle family marketing, yeah. So we've now got a new member, the A220.
And we've got some pictures of the A220 we can show you just here. You can see it here. Yeah. And so tell me, what are you telling potential customers about this plane?
So I think the most important thing that we see today on the plane is that it has really come up to a moment when we are seeing the A320 family going a little bit, becoming like a larger single aisle. It's going all the way up, as I said, on the A321 to 244 seats. The A319 can go all the way up to 160 seats. And between the larger regional jets and our larger single aisle was really a place there. And we see that a new A220, which offers seat counts between 100 to 150 seats, it's really the appropriate aircraft to come here and complement our A320 family.
Okay, and I think you think there's a real potential market for this plane, don't you?
Absolutely. It's already in service for 2 years. There are already 38 aircraft in operation, demonstrating what the aircraft can do. It brings 20% fuel burn savings versus the previous generation aircraft, excuse me. It's got Pratt & Whitney engines, GTF, just like one of our offers on the A320 Neo. We do have CFM as well on the A320 Neo, though, and a very wide cabin as well, in line with Airbus comfort. You know, they're offering 18 plus seats as well on board.
Just one quick question. Now, if there's any customers who are thinking about buying an A220 and hesitating, is your mobile phone on? They can call you and do a deal while they're at Farnborough today?
I mean, we are a big, big team, and I will be very happy to talk with whoever needs to have any information about the aircraft. That's my job.
Okay, well, if there's any customers out there who want to talk to MA about doing a deal, we've got another couple of days to go, so good. Thank you much for being with us.
Thank you for inviting
me. A real pleasure.
Today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you, Clay.
So, as you know, as you've been watching us, we have a special series throughout the week called Meet the Expert, where we look at, there's so much about airplanes, but Airbus is far more than just planes. It's about we make it fly, of course. That's the hashtag. We have the defense side. We have the satellite side. And one thing we want to show you today is what we did in Marseille recently. We looked at the helicopter side of the business. So here you go, our latest Meet the Expert section from Marseille. You're joining us here at the Airbus helicopter headquarters just outside Marseille. Right now, I'm actually in the prototype hangar, and behind me is the brand new H160 from Airbus Helicopters. And with me is Benoît Terral, a former French military helicopter pilot himself. He's now part of the marketing team on this incredible aircraft behind me. Well, looks amazing.
Yes, it is. Bring you inside?
Thank you. So what is so special about the H160?
Many things. Actually, the first point is that, as I mentioned during the turnaround, this avionics is absolutely, I would say, new, and the philosophy is important because it's designed by helicopter test pilot. It's probably the first time in the helicopter industry we design our own avionics. It's used in other aircraft, 135, 145, and even 175, meaning that we have a family concept, like on the fixed-wing Airbus, where a pilot flying on one aircraft and switching to another one very, very easily, quickly. So it's a very nice concept. And the other point is that you see this is vertical screen, so that the pilot has a great visibility, because in helicopter it's really important to have huge visibility.
So who is this aircraft designed for?
Well, mainly 3 missions at the beginning, which is medical services, of course. Also oil and gas operation, that means you change the crew on the oil rigs. And it is also called passenger transport. And of course, for private and business aviation, we call sometimes VIP aviation. Hey Chris, you cannot live without seeing that. It's really impressive, really impressive. So you're here in dynamic helicopter 0. And this test bench, which is absolutely unique, is used for 2 years now and for the next year as well for the H160. So here you have a real aircraft with an airframe. And what we have done is that we have recreated a kind of wind tunnel for helicopter. It's the first time ever. If you look at this big cylinder, you can open the roof, okay, so that the air goes from up to down. You are 5 meters above the ground, okay, and the air goes that way, outside. And we recreate here hovering outside ground effect conditions, which is a very important flight condition for our helicopters.
So this is like a wind tunnel, and nobody else does this?
It is exactly a wind tunnel, and this is absolutely unique in the helicopter industry. And that's why we are very proud of this test bench.
Well, Benoit, thanks so much for showing us around Airbus helicopters today.
It was a great pleasure, Chris. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well, it was amazing what I saw there in Marseille of the helicopter, and that wind tunnel was absolutely fascinating. We're just waiting to see the A350 take off soon, and I'm joined by my regular guest, Joaquin. Great to see you again.
Hi, Chris, and good afternoon to everyone. Good seeing you.
Tell me a bit more about that deal that we just announced earlier from Mexico.
Viva Aerobus. I think this is one of the highlights of the complete air show. Viva Aerobus is part of the Viva group, so that's right now a set of low-cost carriers that we have all over the region in Latin America, and they started to grow all this part of the market there in Mexico through this Mexican carrier. And I think the very interesting part of this deal is the incorporation, the upsizing that they've been doing towards the A321 Neo, with all the latest modifications that we've been integrating in terms of the emergency exit doors, allowing the aircraft to reach up to 244 seats on board. So this aircraft is phenomenal, it's fantastic for low-cost carriers like Viva. So it's a very good deal for us, and I'm sure that Viva, that they are already operating A320 Neo, they are going to be very pleased with these new ones coming on.
And I think we can see the A350-1000 there right now, getting ready to go into its flight. And you know, most of these displays are about 7 minutes long, and this one is going to be piloted by Peter Chandler, and we'll have more on Peter Chandler later this week when I meet the experts. It's fascinating what he tells us about being a test pilot. Yesterday we had the 330 Neo, and I think we had an announcement from an undisclosed customer, but we had a new order for the 330 Neo today.
And keep on counting, and as a matter of fact, it's just adding onto the A330 as a whole tally order. That was one of the points that we were mentioning. The A330 today is not known by a lot of people. It's the best-selling wide-body in history. Today we have more than 1,700 A330 we have sold since the launch of the program. And counting, and that's one of the secrets of this aircraft. Boeing launched back in 2004 the 787 to kill it, and as a matter of fact, since the launch of the 787, we have sold as many 330s as Boeing launched 787-8 and -9.
And I believe we can see just now the A350 is getting ready to take off.
It's moving. I can see the tail.
Okay. And so, you know, Peter Chandler, who's the test pilot on this, the chief test pilot, I mean, he said to us that this was his favorite airplane to fly.
I'm not surprised. Today we have, with the A350, the latest in terms of our wide-body technology is just bringing on, apart from the typical fly-by that we have today in all our product range, 50%, more than 50% of the structure is in composite. We have latest generation engines, we have latest generation systems. In terms of the technology that we've been building on this aircraft, I'm not surprised that Peter is saying that is one of his favorite to fly.
Wherever you're watching us right now, remember, #WeMakeItFly. We want your tweets, we want your comments on Facebook, and our favorite tweets from you. We'll be putting out the end of the show today, tomorrow, in fact, all the weekend as well. So do stay tuned and do tell us what you're thinking. As you see the A350 revving up there right now. I'm not going to tell you, we've got a special surprise for you when this plane takes to the skies, okay? This is going to be a first time ever on Airbus. I shouldn't say much more than this, but once it takes to the skies, we'll have something amazing. Let's just take a breather while we listen to this. So So what's this plane doing now, right now? And one other thing which is remarkable is for such a large aircraft, it's so quiet, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the elements in general, all our aircraft, they're especially quiet, but this A350 is in comparison with previous generation aircraft, the noise footprint they have is very, very little, it's very small. And also they're extremely quiet on board. That's one of the points that today the passengers, you know that thanks to connectivity, they are more and more tweeting and sharing their thoughts live. And a lot of them, they are just coming back to us saying how quiet the A350 is.
Well, the first time I took the A350 was actually between Toulouse and Munich, and I was able to watch live television news there. So
Yeah.
I've never watched live TV news on an airplane.
That's part of the new wave of built-in technologies that we are facilitating, the ability of being able to connect and to have all these type of things live. That's something that is coming known now.
And talking of connectivity, we're hoping, we've actually got a GoPro camera in the cockpit right now. And if we can get things working, we will provide live pictures of the pilots in there.
I think that's great.
That's what we're hoping to do. And well, let's see what happens there. So right now you can see the plane right behind us there, doing a fly past. It goes up to 2,000 feet, I believe.
That's going to be about it. What we have here is one of the two variants that we have right now. There are two variants of the A350. We have the 900 and the 1000. The different one to the other is just the seat capacity, because pretty much both of them, they have the same range. Both of them, they have the same range. And it is just the additional seat capacity that the A350 1000 is providing in comparison with the other.
And also, in the last couple of days, we've had orders for the A350 from Starlux, I believe, which is from Taiwan, right? What are they going to do with that?
Well, I'm sure that they will be launching long-haul operations. That's what this A350 is made for. That's the objective. It's not only the Starlux order. We have Sichuan. There has been also some unidentified customers. But before the air show, we had globally 882 A350 orders. I'm sure that after the air show, we are going to be well past the 900 already.
Remind me, because I found this amazing. Yesterday you told me that with the ultra long range 350, you could do a 19-hour flight?
Yes, that's going to be the last variant that we will have certified later on the year. It's going to be using the 900 platform, a version that will allow Singapore Airlines, they are the first customer of this variant, to be flying and connect Singapore with New York direct. So that's going to be pretty much 19 hours flight. Amazing, isn't it?
You talked about connectivity. Tell us, that's what? That's phones, that's emails. Well, where are things going from here?
That's part of the next trend that we are seeing on passengers and what they are demanding. Today, as part of one of the key elements that we are offering with the A350, which is aerospace. That's the brand that we have right now for our cabins. One of the elements that aerospace is bringing is this connectivity. And today the passengers, they want to be connected. They want to be able to be in touch. They're using WhatsApp, they want to be using Twitter, they want to be using Facebook, or maybe just check mails. And a lot of the benefits that they have on the ground, being able also to use them when flying. So that's something that we are enabling and we are facilitating the airlines to offer to the customers if they want.
Well, just to interrupt you there, because look, the plane's doing a very slow fly past. It's amazing for our viewers there.
Slow speed performance of these aircraft, they are fantastic. It looks like floating, like it's not moving at all.
Very much. And talking of floating, just a reminder to our audience, tomorrow is a really, really big day. As you know, the Beluga XL, which will be actually flying the wings of this to the various final assembly lines and factories. We will see that first flight tomorrow.
That's going to be it. We are just right now finishing the process of certifying the 5 Belugas that we are going to have that will be superseding the current 5 variants that we are today operating. So yeah, that's going to be happening between the next 2 years when they will be phasing out the previous model. And it's true, it's the point that you were mentioning, they are going to be offering more volume, more capacity to be flying, for example, the wings of the A350.
Basically because there's such demand for this A350, we want to, just like if you buy a car, you want to get your car quickly,
as soon as possible. That's what our customers, they are asking us for. Today we are not at full rate in terms of monthly production, but the objective will be to deliver 10 planes a month. That's on the short term what we have, and then we'll see if we can be increasing this rate later on. But yes, totally agree. The customers, they want the aircraft as soon as possible, and we need to have our infrastructure, our supply chain ready to deliver it as soon as possible.
So, and what's amazing is you look at this A350 as it turns towards us slowly now. When you see those wings, and you think, wow, that Beluga, the new one that you'll be seeing tomorrow, can actually transport, not only just transport 2 wings in it, it can upload them in half an hour.
Yeah. That's going to be very remarkable. And those wings, as I was mentioning, they are composite. That's part of one of the breakthroughs that we have with the A350 is the amount of composite that we are building onto the plane that's helping to reduce weight and also reducing the maintenance cost because composites, they have no problems regarding fatigue and corrosion.
Remind our audience, when you say 25% fuel burn, for example, on the 330 Neo, or how much
on
this
the
is...
A350 also is exactly the same.
Why is that important? I mean, what's the percentage on a plane?
Well, when you are looking into what we call the cash operating costs, which are the typical key elements that the airlines they need to pay for when they're operating the plane, that's going to be the fuel burn, the crew cost, the maintenance cost. Fuel price could be up to 50% of this total cost for a wide-body operation, for a long-haul operation. So imagine if we were back like in 2007 when the fuel price was hitting the $150 per barrel. That's tremendous for an airline. So the possibility of reducing 25% fuel burn cost, that's very important for the airlines. That's probably what could be the make or break in a lot of cases for them to keep on flying in a specific route or not.
Now, all week you've had customers come and talking to you. What kind of questions are they asking you?
Well, normally what they want to know is about the reliability of the operation. They want to know about the capacity. They want to know about the performance. Can the aircraft make this mission? Can the aircraft operate from my airport? How can I configure the cabin? What is the flexibility that you are allowing to me? And then, of course, as we were talking about getting the aircraft as soon as possible, when can I have it? Because in a lot of cases for the airline is the possibility of operating the aircraft maybe in 2 years' time or 4 years' time. That's going to make a big difference in terms of the cash flow that the aircraft could be generating for them.
We're just seeing the plane there as it's
approaching.
And approaching
yes.
there you can see this
very
is
gracious.
So as it comes in slowly, you the audience will notice, or you won't notice in fact.
No, they are not going to notice.
Yeah. You'll just see this thing coming in so quietly. So let's stop talking and just listen to it glide its way in.
Amazing.
Yeah, you couldn't hear anything.
Amazing.
So this is the 1000 version.
The 1000. Both of them, the benefit is, I was mentioning the different seat category and seat capacity that they have. But even with this different seat capacity, both of them, they are offering more than 8,000 nautical miles of range. So that's quite significant in terms of range capacity. 8,000 nautical miles.
Yeah. And like the 330 is your best selling. That's 1,700.
1,700 and counting.
And indeed, since I did my notes, beginning of Farnborough, things have already out of date, you know.
And with the A350, as I was mentioning, by the end of Farnborough is going to be above 900. We have delivered more than 180 today. Very happy customers all over the place, all different type of operations. So we have a fantastic aircraft with very happy customers.
You're going to have to update all those figures, you know, when you leave here.
That's going to be hard work. It's something that is pleased to do.
And of course, I wanted to talk one last time about the 220s. I mean, that as well.
Yes.
You know, we had the JetBlue order.
And then there is also another unidentified US startup that has been announced today also for some additional A220 orders.
Oh, tell me about that.
Yeah, so you have more that they are coming on the way. So the interesting thing is we were only doing the reveal last week of the new branding of the aircraft, the new Airbus colors on it. Immediately the same afternoon last week we were getting the JetBlue order, and this week another one. So I'm sure that this is not going to be stopping here. We are going to be selling a lot of A220s in the coming months.
Just one question, because a lot of people are asking, why do customers sometimes want to be undisclosed?
Well, there could be plenty of reasons. Some of them could be as simple as they need to report to the board of directions, and they can only do the disclosing after they have reported to the board. So that could be a very reasonable point for why not doing it.
Once again, it's great having you here. Your insight has been superb. I know our audience has learned a lot from what you've been telling us.
Thank you, Chris.
Go sort out those numbers now. The new numbers, as you've got much more interesting information to tell us from those deals today. Okay?
Absolutely.
So I appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
So as you've just seen, the A350 there, an amazingly quiet 350. And we gave you that breaking news as well on the amazing new order from Mexico for the 320. Of course, you know that, I don't know how many times we've told you this, and you probably can't wait. Tomorrow, the Beluga XL, its first flight ever from Toulouse. We'll be providing that live coverage from here. We'll have experts coming on. We'll have pilots, the test pilots talking. We'll have other people who know so much about that Beluga, and also about other aircraft, because we'll have more announcements to make, of course. So we're about to leave. I want you to say thanks very much. So do come back. We will have more. Remember the hashtag #WeMakeItFly. Come to us with your advice, with your views, with your favorite photographs, your favorite tweets, and the best ones, as we've been doing all week. We'll provide them. We'll have another Meet the Expert tomorrow. We'll let you know what that is. That's a surprise. But just before we leave, we want to show you the best tweets that we've had so far. So thanks so much for your time. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have here. So goodbye for now.